What you are seeing is not random warfare. It is a system, a repeating strike structure, drones, cruise missiles, then ballistic missiles. And at the final stage, Iskander appears. In recent periods, Ukraine has once again faced large-scale aerial attacks, not a single event, but a repeating operational pattern. Airspace over multiple regions becomes active. Radar systems detect multiple incoming objects. Drones appear first, in large numbers. Then comes the second wave, cruise missiles. A layered strike begins to form. And then, the final layer, ballistic missiles. According to Ukrainian military reports, hundreds of aerial systems are used in a single coordinated operation. Drones, cruise missiles, and ballistic missiles, all integrated into one strike structure. This is not a random attack, it is a multi-layer operation designed to gradually overwhelm air defense systems. And within this structure, one element consistently stands out: iskander-m. Iskander is not a mass-produced weapon, it is not a drone, and it is not a low-cost missile. It is a tactical ballistic missile system, high precision, high speed, and extremely short reaction time for the target. In many scenarios, the warning window is only minutes, sometimes even less. Its targets are highly specific: command centers, air bases, logistics hubs, strategic infrastructure. Iskander is designed for one purpose: fast and decisive impact on high-value targets. And in modern operations, it rarely appears alone. It is deployed as the final strike layer, after drones and cruise missiles. The objective is clear: to hit systems already under pressure. This is what makes it strategically important, not only its destructive power, but its position inside the strike architecture. The key question remains: how is this still possible after years of war and extensive economic sanctions? At the beginning of the conflict, many assessments predicted a steep decline, especially in precision-guided weapons. But the operational reality is more complex. Production has not stopped, it has adapted. Russia still relies on a large military-industrial base, a legacy of the Soviet era. Soviet Union. This structure includes heavy manufacturing, rocket engine production, military electronics, and established weapons assembly lines. This is not a new system, it is an inherited industrial framework still in operation. In parallel, the economy has shifted into a wartime mode. Military production becomes the priority, not secondary, but central. Factories operate at higher intensity. Production cycles are extended. Output is directed toward military demand. The result is straightforward: operational capacity is maintained. On the other side, this conflict is not isolated. Ukraine receives significant support from Western countries, including members of NATO. NATO in the form of weapons, intelligence, and logistical assistance, however, without direct NATO troop involvement on the battlefield. Ukraine, Russia. This creates a highly unusual conflict structure, not symmetrical, but globally interconnected within this context. Iskander becomes an important indicator, not just as a weapon system, but as a measure of industrial capability. Because in modern warfare, what matters is not a single strike, but the ability to repeat it. A major attack alone is not enough for conclusions. Consistency matters more. If the pattern continues, it suggests stable production capacity. If not, it represents temporary accumulation. And this is what military analysts continue to assess. Drones, cruise missiles, ballistic missiles, all operating as a single integrated system, not random, but structured. And as long as the war continues, Iskander remains at the center of attention, not because of numbers alone, but because of its role in modern strike architecture. This conflict is not only about two states, it is about a wider system: technology, industry, and production capacity. Every large-scale strike is not only a military action, but also a demonstration of capability. Drones provide saturation. Cruise missiles penetrate layered defenses. Ballistic missiles deliver precision strikes on critical targets. A layered system with a clear objective: to overwhelm defenses simultaneously. And within this structure, Iskander remains a critical component, Iskander-m, not because of quantity, but because of its role in the strike system. In modern warfare, the key factor is not a single attack, but system endurance, and as long as this conflict continues, this pattern will remain under global analysis. In the end, what we are seeing is not just numbers, not just explosions, and not just missiles. It is the structure of modern warfare, where industry, strategy, and technology operate as one system. And from this, there is no final conclusion, only analysis and continuously changing data. We invite you to think critically, to view this conflict from multiple perspectives, not through a single narrative, but through a broader strategic lens. If you find this type of analysis valuable, support the channel with a like, subscribe, and share, so we can continue producing in-depth geopolitical and military breakdowns. And as always, this content is based on open-source information and publicly available reports. It is not intended to support or justify any conflict. It is purely for educational and analytical purposes. See you in the next analysis.